Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I didn't really get a chance to put together a cohesive vlog last week, but Jason took me to a really beautiful place out in the woods on the Flat River to just see a part of the river that we don't often get to see, and also to look at a really magical bamboo forest that grows along the river. I wanted you to see the elevation. We had to walk down quite a steep hill. The trees were magnificent. There were some really large trees. The leaves, as you can see, are just breathtaking. The ground is covered in leaves, and here I just showed you my feet, and the rocks underneath the leaves, they were everywhere. It was a little bit treacherous to walk down this hill because you couldn't really see the rocks underneath the leaves. It was nice to have the walking stick, but I knew that even that would not keep me from falling if I was not really careful. You can see a hole in the ground. I guess that's where a tree used to be, maybe. Not really sure, but just looking out over I guess it's like a valley below, the elevation was pretty impressive, I should say. I just felt, I don't know, restored to get out like that and to look at the leaves, the trees, the changing colors. And here is the bamboo forest down below. I will show you more when we come back out of our walk along the river. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to get out of the house because I get very involved in what I'm doing and I feel just really driven, but Jason always reminds me that I feel a lot better after we get out, and he is so right. He is the one who urged me to get out on this day, and I'm always so grateful. I love looking at the bark on the trees. Every little thing, it turns into inspiration, and I come back feeling rejuvenated and like I have maybe fresh thoughts or images in my mind to work from when I'm making journals or painting. I love the curly sort of twisted branches. I wonder if this is a rhododendron or a mountain laurel maybe. Everywhere was just magical with all of the branches, the leaves, the sound of the river. I love the mushrooms and the moss and all of the gorgeous rocks. It looked almost prehistoric in some places. Very, very good for the soul, I think, to see things like this. I was reading a quotation earlier, maybe last week, it might have even been yesterday, about nature being the oldest antique. I think listening to the water is very restorative. My walking stick pushed back some leaves and I saw this huge millipede, and I pushed back more leaves and there were actually a couple under there. So I covered them up and moved along. I love seeing things out in nature, and I'm always hoping to see a turtle or a snake or just anything. But maybe not a bear or a wildcat. Love the mushrooms here. It made me think of drops of alcohol ink on paper with some gesso. And I love these rocks. They look painted, but I don't think they are, because it just worked its way right up the hill. So many white spots on the rocks, but I can't be sure. Families have lived out here through the years, so I'm not sure what might have happened to make those rocks white. And this is the bamboo forest. It is quite amazing. It is much darker in the midst of the bamboo than it looks like here, because I think the camera adjusts to make it lighter, but I really wanted to go into the middle of the bamboo, and maybe someday I will do that. We had to cross over that water, and then more bamboo. Really beautiful. And then we went home, and I got busy again, much restored.